Do you know what stress does to your body? Would you like to know how to control it? Be sure to watch this video all the way to the end.
Hey, Han,
Yes, sir.
did you know that based on statistics that are done in the medical field, that 75 to 90% of visits to the hospital or to go see any doctor at a clinic anywhere is stress related?
No, I didn't know it was that high. No.
Yep. So here's the thing. We're going to talk about how stress affects the body. Okay.
Yes.
So let's start. The brain, for example, the brain and the nerves. How does stress affect the body there? We have headaches, feelings of despair, lack of energy, as you can see here, um, sadness, nervousness, anger, irritability. Sounds like a lot of people I know, right? Trouble concentrating, memory problems, difficulty sleeping.
That sounds like pretty much every mother when they're, especially a brand new mother, they just had a baby.
Well, are they stressed normally at that time?
Yes, they are.
Exactly. Mental health disorders like anxiety, panic attacks,
Depression.
right?
Yep.
What else?
Well, we have heart issues that come up for a lot of individuals. They start to get a rushing or racing heartbeat. They have high blood pressure. They have an increased risk of getting cholesterol and even having heart attacks. A lot of heart attacks are stress induced.
Okay. Stomach problems, nausea, stomach aches, heartburn. People have like acid reflux type situations.
Oh, yes.
Weight gain, they have challenges with weight. Increased or decreased appetite.
As well as ulcers. A lot of people get stress ulcers. And then we have the pancreas, which pancreas controls all of the sugar issues in the body, and a lot of individuals get diabetes.
Right? I say intestines.
Intestines is what they
Okay,
say here in America.
okay. And with that, of course, because of stress, people experience diarrhea. Now, isn't that interesting? You either go diarrhea or you go constipation.
Either
Complete
you're
opposite,
running to
right?
the bathroom or you're having a hard time going.
Exactly. And other digestive problems, though. And that's the thing. Other digestive problems. So, digestion issues.
Yes. And then lastly, it also affects the reproductive organs. And women can have really painful periods or menstrual cycles. Men can have impotence and low sperm production. And both men and women can experience less sexual desire.
And then, of course, acne, other skin problems, muscle aches and tension, you know, especially low bone density. I know as people get older, they're concerned about that. Weakened immune system, which of course leads to allergies.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of individuals don't realize that getting stressed causes all these issues for them.
I remember when I worked in a chiropractic clinic and I was working on a patient. He had retired from being an accountant for years, and he was surprised at how his psoriasis was all of a sudden going away after retirement, which to me told me that it was all probably stress-induced issue related to the skin.
From his job.
Yes, from the stress of being an accountant.
So now, let's break this down a little bit, right?
Yes.
When we look at this, for example, we see that it can be broken down into 4 parts. The physical body, the mental part of the body, the emotional side, and then behavior. So let's look at the physical aspect of how stress affects you.
Well, that's pretty much what we were just talking about, how it affects the skin, reproductive, digestive system, the brain, causing headaches, fatigue. Some individuals get breathing challenges.
I feel tired just by you going through the list. Now let's go to the mind. people start to worry a lot, right?
Yes.
How many individuals do you know just worry about? We know some individuals just worry about everything.
Yes, they do.
So, oh, worry about this and worry about that. And then they have things out there where people talk about there's this big shift taking place in the world and all this. So just getting people all scared,
Yes.
and then they worry
Fear.
about that too. Indecision. They can't make up their minds about certain
Right.
things.
It's like all of a sudden they freeze when they're posed with choices and they're like, I don't know what to do.
And then we have negativity, of course, with all the news out there. People should remember that that's how the media stay in business. If they give us all good news, like the Bible, people won't tune in. So they have to make it attractive by giving you some bad news. So if you don't want negativity, just stay away from it, right?
That's right.
Less stress on you. Foggy thinking. What does that mean, foggy thinking?
Probably that you don't really have many clear, decisive thoughts. You start to think about something and then you just drift away to something else because it just gets clouded with other thoughts that come in. That's what I think it means.
Like it's hard to focus, maybe?
Yes, I would think that would be more the better thing to say.
Hasty decisions. Well, we know that. Just rush and make decisions because, of course, you're probably panicking about something, you're concerned about something, so you want to make a quick decision.
That's right.
Then impaired judgment. Whoa. Definitely don't want to do that. That's why we tell individuals, get guidance, right?
Yes.
Wait for guidance. If you think you want to do something, get guidance on it. Get confirmation. It helps a lot. So let's go to the behavioral standpoint.
Oh, yes. Individuals who are stressed sometimes turn to substances. They think they can control it by maybe taking a pain medication or drinking alcohol, smoking, or doing things that they normally would not do. They might have a loss of appetite, become accident prone, always tripping over things, not because they're not focused, they're not paying attention to what's happening around them.
They might not just trip on things, they might run into things. I knew someone that kept running into walls. I mean, walls are hard to miss. But this individual would run into walls all the time. I said, all goes back to just stress. You're not focused on what you're doing.
Yes.
So,
I know the next one, restlessness. I had a lot of restlessness when I still worked, and I would be bouncing my legs all the time and flipping my pen in my hand a lot. So I understand restlessness. Loneliness. Some people feel like they're the only one going through it. No one understands. And then insomnia. You're thinking about it all the time, that it even affects how you sleep.
Going back to substance abuse a little bit. You said that they might turn to the substance abuse because they're hoping it will work. But individuals that I know of that have abused substances said that it did work. Like it made them feel good for that moment. So for them, even though it's temporary relief, to them it worked.
Got it.
And what we're saying is you shouldn't focus on temporary relief because that doesn't go anywhere, right?
Correct.
That's why it becomes an abuse because it doesn't last long, so you have to keep taking it over and over.
Right.
So anybody has that, let us know, and then we can help you with that. Help you get rid of that. Emotion, or the emotional part, where stress just makes you emotionally unstable. What are some of these things then?
Loss of confidence, apprehension, indifference, depression, irritability, and there goes insomnia again.
A lot of can't sleep. So if you don't find yourself sleeping, you're probably stressed. We covered all these things just to make you aware of the fact that maybe you are being stressed or you are being affected by stress without you realizing it.
Yes,
right? It's
indeed.
the bottom line. Now, if that's the case, what do we suggest? Well, we suggest that you use what we call the cosmic drug. And this is the one drug that you can use as abuse.
Use it as often as you want.
Exactly. Right? Don't never get enough of it because the more you use it, the better it is for you. It will never be, you can never abuse it. And what is this called then?
This is called the Violet Flame Decree. And this will help to burn away. That's why it's violet flame, as you see in the picture. It will burn away a lot of those things that are affecting you.
How does it do that?
Well, as you visualize the violet flame all around you, the energy of it from the Holy Spirit will burn away the stress, burn away the aches, the pains, whatever it is that you're focusing on.
The frequency.
The frequency
right.
will.
Remember, everything is frequency, right?
Yes.
So what the violet flame does is it goes and it starts peeling off all the negative energy, all the negativity from you, the individual. That's why in the picture it shows like this, the person is inside of this tube, right?
Yes.
Of just violet fire. And if you can visualize yourself that way, or we suggest you visualize yourself that way, surround yourself with this violet flame and just keep repeating what's on there. What is that?
I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires.
All right. And you keep saying that until you feel better. Now, we've had individuals contact us and ask us, how long should I say this for? What's
You
your
say
response to
it
that?
until you feel better.
Right? That could be what?
Well, it could be just a minute or two, or for my case, it took me over half an hour once.
It could even be an hour. But, we want you to understand that it doesn't necessarily, we don't know how long it will take for you. It differs per person. The other question one of the other questions we've gotten is, well, does it work? Well, try it for yourself and see if it works. Don't just take our word for it. Test it. Again, the key is to keep saying it until you feel better. All right? And that's the most important part, that you keep repeating it. So if you say it 15 times, you don't feel better, you shouldn't stop and say it doesn't work. Keep saying it, because that means that whatever it is that has to be removed from you to make you feel better hasn't been removed. Keep saying it, and soon enough, you'll start feeling lighter, you'll start feeling better, and that's how you know that things have been removed. All right,
Okay.
now, whenever you feel stressed out, that's what you do. Say this, it's a decree. Say the violet flame decree. If you start to feel angry about anything, say the violet flame decree. Anytime you feel out of sorts, that you don't feel like yourself anymore, you say the decree. So if you're asking us, when should I say it? Anytime you don't feel right, you feel frustrated, you feel upset, you begin to question yourself about things, you're putting yourself down. What other scenarios?
Oh,
Do you
me,
think?
I say it more than just when I'm not feeling right. I say it as often as I possibly can to keep my energy up, to keep my frequency high.
That's a good point. So if you're feeling great and you want to feel even better, say the violet flame. If you're a smoker, all of a sudden you feel like you want to smoke a cigarette, instead of smoking a cigarette, say the violet flame until that feeling goes away. That's where it helps. And that's with anything. If you're feeling guilty about something, say the violet flame until that feeling of guilt goes away. Anything that's bothering you, just say the violet flame until you feel better. And that's how you'll start to manage that stress and all those things we talked about. Little by little will start to go away. The violet flame will peel them off like layers of an onion. You'll start to feel better. I guarantee it. You know where that comes from?
Yes, the Cajun chef.
There we go. All right. By golly. That's what he said.
You know, you shouldn't try and imitate a Southern French accent. That just does not work for you.
Anything else to add on before we end this here?
No, I think that sums it up.
Okay. So the bottom line is, let's live stress-free, or start reducing it as much as possible.
Implement this and manifest your best life. Remember to subscribe and like this video. Join the Facebook group 190 Vision to connect with others on the same journey. Get help by visiting our website 190vision.com. Support the 190 Vision mission by clicking on the donate button, which is at the bottom of each page of our website.